Do you know what significant events have occurred on this day in world history? December 6th. December 6th, 1917 was a day that changed the city of Halifax, Canada forever. The morning began as usual, but in an instant, everything changed. In the harbor was the freighter Mont Blanc, carrying dangerous explosives. Unfortunately, an accidental spark caused the unimaginable. A massive explosion destroyed everything in its path. The blast was so powerful that it leveled an entire neighborhood, destroying more than 1,600 buildings. Hundreds of people died instantly, and more than 9,000 were injured. After the explosion, Halifax was thrown into chaos. City officials and rescue workers worked around the clock to find survivors among the rubble. Residents banded together to help each other, some searching for missing loved ones, others providing first aid to the injured. In this tragic moment, people showed incredible kindness and humanity. In the midst of the devastation and fear, a new hope was born, the hope of rebuilding and unity. This tragedy was a lesson not only for Halifax, but for the world. The explosion led to a review of safety regulations for the transportation of explosives. The memory of these events lives on in people's hearts, filling them with a desire for safety and unity. Halifax has recovered from this terrible tragedy and continues to move forward, remembering the lessons of the past and looking forward to a peaceful future. On December 6, 1992, an event occurred in the Indian city of Ayodhya that became a symbol of the deep religious divide in the country. The Babri Mosque, built in 1528 on the orders of the Mughal Emperor Babur, had been the subject of controversy for centuries. Hindu nationalists claimed that the mosque was built on the site of an ancient temple dedicated to the god Rama, which they believed had been destroyed by Muslims. Disputes over the site continued for years, and amid rising tensions between Hindus and Muslims, the mosque became a symbol of sectarian conflict. Supporters of restoring the Rama temple, which they believe was on the site, organized mass rallies. On December 6th, thousands of activists gathered to fulfill their long-held dream of demolishing the mosque. This action sparked widespread riots that spread not only to Ayodhya, but also to other parts of the country. The clashes left more than 2,000 people dead and many injured. The tragedy that unfolded on that day shocked not only India, but also the international community. The demolition of Babri Mosque was a turning point in the history of Indian society. It drew attention to the importance of interreligious dialogue and the need to respect the cultural heritage of different communities. In the aftermath of these events, India faced numerous challenges to national security and social cohesion. Despite the tragic consequences, this moment was an impetus for further efforts to establish peace and harmony among different religious groups. The story of Babri Mosque reminds us how important it is to understand and respect differences in order to build a more harmonious society. December 6, 1492 was an important date in history because it was the day Christopher Columbus discovered the island of Haiti during his first expedition to the New World. In search of a western route to Asia, Columbus, confident in his mission, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and his crew encountered a world they had only guessed at. The island of Haiti, then known as Haiti, or Kaya, was one of the first places Europeans saw in the Caribbean. At the time of Haiti's discovery, the island was inhabited by the Taipo, an indigenous people who lived a peculiar lifestyle based on farming, fishing, and hunting. When Columbus landed on the island, he was amazed by the beauty of nature and the generosity of the natives. However, this moment was only the beginning of a sad chapter in the history of Haiti and the entire region. After the discovery, an era of colonization began that brought profound changes to the indigenous population. Immediately after landing, Columbus declared the island part of the Spanish possessions and named it Isla Española, meaning Spanish Island. This decision led to the establishment of the first European colonies in the Americas. Plantations soon developed in Haiti, and the indigenous people were threatened with extinction by disease, violence, and forced labor. The discovery and subsequent colonization of Haiti was part of a larger story of European expansion that changed the fate of millions of people. Today, Haiti, known for its rich culture and history, reminds us of the complex and often tragic history of colonization. The discovery of Haiti on December 6, 1492, was a turning point that ushered in a century of change, exploration, and colonization. If you like our video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We will keep you happy with other interesting videos. On December 6, 1648, a significant event in the history of England was the Pride Purge organized by Colonel Thomas Pride. This action resulted in the expulsion or arrest of most of the members of Parliament who supported King Charles I and established control of Parliament by the radical Republicans. At the time, England was experiencing the Civil War, which had begun in 1642, dividing the country into royalists and parliamentarians. Colonel Pride, commander of the new model army, decided to eliminate the opposition to ensure support for reform. On December 6th, he and his soldiers prevented most of the MPs from entering Parliament, leaving only those who supported Republican ideas. The Pride Purge symbolized a change in the political map of England and became the basis for the formation of the Cromwellian Republic. This moment reminds us of the significance of the struggle for democracy and the lessons of history, when decisive action can dramatically change the fate of a nation. As a result, after the execution of Charles I in 1649, the Republican form of government became a new stage in England's history, ushering in many political reforms. On December 6, 1912, an archaeological expedition in Amarna, Egypt, made one of the most significant discoveries in history, a bust of Nefertiti, the wife of Pharaoh Anaton. This stunning artifact of alabaster became a symbol of the beauty and mystery of ancient Egypt. Amarna was the capital of Egypt in the 14th century BC and is known for its unique artistic traditions. The bust of Nefertiti was discovered by archaeologist Ludwig Borchardt in the sculptor's studio, providing important clues as to how works of art were created during this period. Since its discovery, the bust has been the object of admiration and research. Nefertiti is depicted with magnificent facial features, a high crown and jewelry, making the bust an outstanding example of ancient Egyptian art. Her beauty attracted the attention of scholars, as well as the general public, and became a symbol of female power and beauty. The bust of Nefertiti is still preserved in the Egyptian Museum in Berlin, and its importance has not diminished over time. The discovery underscored the importance of archaeology in understanding the history and culture of ancient Egypt. It also sparked discussions about the preservation of cultural heritage and its return to its homeland. This masterpiece continues to inspire artists and researchers, confirming that history can be not only a scientific subject, but also a source of inspiration for future generations. On December 6, 1956, at the Olympic Games in Melbourne, the match known as Blood in the Pool took place. The water polo match between the national teams of the USSR and Hungary became a symbol not only of sporting struggle, but also of political tension. At the time, the world was on the brink of the Cold War and tensions were being felt at all levels. Hungary had just experienced the suppression of an uprising against the Soviet regime, and the atmosphere of the game was charged with resentment and anger. The Hungarian team went into the game determined to win, while the Soviet water polo players were eager to demonstrate their strength. The game began tense, and in the first minutes it became clear that the confrontation would be brutal. In one of the episodes, a Hungarian player was seriously injured and the pool turned red. Emotions ran high. Players and spectators were horrified by what was happening. Blood in the pool became a symbol of the struggle for freedom and justice. This game underscores how sports and politics often intersect, and that there are deep human emotions behind the games. The event left an indelible mark on the history of water polo and served as a reminder of the importance of justice and human rights in the midst of fierce political struggles. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, not to miss interesting stories from the world of history and politics.